This week, we're going to start by using our intuition prior to our logic, and we are going to come to realize what is not clicking or what is not matching up. And then towards the end of the week, we get more information about how to help things click in a more sustainable long-term way. Hi, Michelle from Michelle P. Astrology. This is the energy of the week of May 11th to May 17th, 2026. We start the week when the moon comes to meet the North Node, and that's going to be in Pisces. And this is where we'll be guided more intuitively than with our logic. You want to trust your feelings and move in that direction because it is sending you in the right path. Right now, so many things are in flux that we don't have all the answers at the time. We're just putting the edges of the puzzle, if you will, together. We're pulling out the corners. And then as we move forward, we get a little bit more information. We find some other pieces that we can put together. And that's when our work shows up. But we also have more clarity as we move through. On Tuesday, we get a little bit of a reality check when the moon comes to square Venus. And this is just going to highlight a little mismatch in connection, which could be just a mismatched communication. It is Venus. It is our relationships, our connections, the harmony, money, our values. They may be shifting. And we're starting to realize that there is a misalignment somewhere. It might be highlighted. Midweek, things do open up. Mercury does come to sextile Jupiter, and this is where things might start to make sense. You can have some productive conversations, and Jupiter brings clarity and perspective. So if we are feeling that we aren't being met, you can explain, or just have a conversation of how you're feeling, how they're feeling, and you're starting to make it. You can kind of see the clarity within, and hopefully course correct to the best for everyone, for the betterment of all involved. And just to bring even more clarity, we have our Mercury Cazimi on Thursday. And this is when the Mercury comes to meet the Sun. It is basically a clarifying moment for Mercury. It definitely illuminates any sort of situation that requires communication, clear conversations to where there is no miscommunication. I mean, I can't say this there's so many, it's so hard to say it in so many different ways, but it is about, being able to talk through things and seeing in a clear way. So everybody involved in any sort of conversations that are pretty important, or even just light conversations, that you're seeing things clearly in their side and they're seeing our side, and everyone is on the same page, in the same chapter, or hopefully even in the same book. Moving closer to the weekend, we do get a bit of intensity coming when the moon comes to square Pluto. Pluto is the depth and the deep, what we've held in, things that maybe we haven't spoken of or brought up for reasons of our own purpose, or reasons of they haven't come to the forefront of our minds because everything is just so busy right now. And now that may bring up that, and that can be a little bit intense because Pluto does like to bring up what we like to not bring up. So doing it with the Mercury Cazimi prior will at least have that clarity, and we can see and then work with what we have that has shown up that will be best for us, and what you want are aligned with at now from this time in our lives moving forward. And then we have a nice new reset. We have the new moon in Taurus. Taurus is, this is time to get something, you're going to be planting something real. Taurus is slow, steady, and it's built to last. It's an earth sign. So we think of nice, rich soil that we can plant these seeds, and with consistency and effort, and slow, steady wins the race kind of mentality, this is when you want to plant those seeds and really nurture them to grow. And we close this week with a shift. Mercury has moved signs. Mercury has moved from Taurus into Gemini, its own sign. Doing that, it smacks right up into conjunct Uranus. And this is the first time that it has met Uranus here, 84 years. And this isn't just it's a disruption. This is sometimes can be, it's a sudden aha moment, you get this mental breakthrough. You can maybe find new solutions to old problems, but it definitely shakes us awake to what's going, like to the more clarity we see more. We've had the Kazemi, it's changed sign now. Mercury has changed signs, and it is in its home sign, its domicile, which makes it stronger and clearer and better to communicate what it wants to communicate. So I hope this really works out for you this week. It seems that we have this, it seems to me that it is going to be a little bit more productive towards the end of the week in clarifying, moving a little more forward with a steady, slow pace, but yet we can see a little bit more. There's more clarity in our choices, which will bring us into, of course, a more solid ground, which will feel a little more stable, and that's what we're looking for. Next week, look forward to a couple more planets making the move, so we will see you then, and I hope you have a great week. And just to sum it up, you want to trust what you feel in the beginning of the week. Be honest with what's not aligned and use the clarity to build what's going to be real for you and what's going to last. And I think we'll have a productive week. So take care, and we'll see you next week.